The Joe Rogan Experience.
I was talking to Tulsi Gabbard the other night, and I went off on a rant to her about mental health asylums. I'm like, these people are everywhere on the streets now.
Yeah.
It's crazy people. And I mean, it's not a great thing to have them out. It's not good for them, and it's not good for everyone else. There used to be actual places. And the money that it would cost, I mean, that's a cost that people would get behind.
Yeah.
The things that we would pay for instead of the things that we are paying for, insane.
I think that happened during the Reagan administration. I think they changed like what it means to be a mentally ill person. They let a bunch of people out. Is that true? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was during the Reagan. You know, Reagan was one of those Republicans that made people want to be a Democrat.
Oh, you know who I heard actually was behind it was JFK because he didn't like what happened to his sister.
How so?
They gave his sister the lobotomy.
Oh.
Yeah. And he turned against mental health institutions. I can't remember if it was...
They gave his sister a lobotomy?
Oh, yeah. Bad one.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's like one of the big Kennedy secrets.
You know, they stopped doing that in like the late 60s. They did it for a long time. I had an Instagram post about it because I went down a rabbit hole one night. And I was like, what? Like, they just scrambled people's brains. And there was all these ads, like smiley people afterwards, happy people afterwards. Just scramble your fucking brain with an iron rod that they push through your eyeball. Rosemary. The eldest Kennedy daughter. Wow.
Behind the Special Olympics.
Wow. Yeah, man. Dude, brains are just like everything else. There's just like some people have bad livers. In their search for cures, November 1941, Mr. Kennedy arranged to have a lobotomy performed on Rosemary. It was immediately clear that the operation had drastically failed. Rosemary had lost most of her ability to walk or talk. Her personality had been forever altered, and she was left physically disabled. After being released from the hospital, Rosemary was immediately institutionalized.
There's a story I've read about the doctor. There's like one doctor who was doing a lot of the lobotomies. He was traveling around to all the asylums and like doing...
Yeah, I read about that guy. He loved it. He loved scrambling brains. I mean, what a fucking, like... remember when you used to whack the TV to get the signal to come in? People don't know. Like, we would be watching TV, you'd be watching like a baseball game, and you'd go, you know, what the fuck? You'd smack the TV, and it would come back in, yeah, you got it. Like, that's how bad electronics were back then. You would smack the TV, and sometimes it would fix it. Like, sometimes it was like going up, it was just like blip, blip. The screen would go up, and you just whack the side of it, and it would stay still. So
I remember.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Antennas.
that was their version of fixing brains. It was just like whacking a TV. They're just like, let's just scramble his brains.
Yeah.
And they would go in through your eyeball.
Oh.
That's what they go through. They pull your eyeball aside. Yeah, they pull your eyeball aside. Excuse me. Out of the way. I got to shove a metal rod in there and just, they'd get in the brain. They get in your frontal lobe and just go like this.
Stop. No.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Oh, God.
You know, bro. Imagine thinking that's a good idea. I know how to fix it, everybody. What was like the most successful lobotomy? Did anybody get a lobotomy and like, wow, that one fucking worked? Like, is there, well,
I don't know what that
Google what's the most successful lobotomy?
Would that be like someone came out a genius afterwards? Or
Yeah,
something
somebody came out the most amazing guy.
No way.
No way.
Ow.
But there has to be one like best case scenario. Like, this might work. Like one guy, maybe they only scrambled him a little. You know, like Roseanne got hit by a car, became a great comedian. Kennison, hit by a car, became a great comedian. Like, there's a little bit of brain damage, not bad for you.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a touch. Just a thud.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Everybody needs a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. I had so many wrestling in high school.
The last person who had one died in 1967.
That's when they were like, enough.
Yeah.
I barely missed that.
They also
if I was
figured
born
out-
in 57, I would have got lobotomized.
Antipsychotic medication.
If I was born in 57 with the wrong parents, 100%, they would like scramble his brains.
Yeah.
Or if I was born with the wrong parents, they would have put me on Prozac for sure. For sure, they would have put me on some sort of ADHD medicine.
This is the best I'm getting is like their claims of improvement.
They reported 63% of their patients had improved, while 24% saw no change, and 14% became worse. Oh. That guy looks pretty good afterwards. The beginning looks like he's like taking a horrible shit. Like, oh God. And the afterward, he's like, I get it now.
That's what they were just like, they were agitated before, and then afterwards they were smiling. It's like, okay,
smiling.
so success.
Yeah, so it worked, but it seems like a very crude idea. Maybe, now, that one's a weird one. That one, they cut the top of that dude's head off. Oof, that was a rough one. Oh, Jesus Christ, they're going through the nose on that lady.
That guy's wearing a muscle
That's
shirt.
her eye. That's her eye.
Ooh, it's her eye? Oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
Her nose is
I
here.
hope she's out cold.
Why don't those
Definitely
guys have
probably not.
sleeves?
Yeah, they probably, the way everyone's holding her hand, she might not have been out. Oh, they probably barely put people out back then. They're fucking crazy.
You could probably watch videos of some of this.
Oh, don't make me watch videos of it. All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Oh, yeah, he says. Prefrontal lobotomy, psychological cinema, prefrontal lobotomy, and chronic schizophrenia from the psychiatric department.
25.
So this is the lady, female, age 25. Can you say state hospital patient for over 4 years, failure to improve after several courses of both insulin and convulsive shock. Wow, the shock therapy back then. Showing antagonistic hostility reaction in seclusion quarters prior to bilateral prefrontal lobotomy. Bilateral.
Sides.
Bilateral prefrontal lobotomy. They're like, this bitch is so crazy, we're going to give her a double dose.
She's hanging out.
She seems like someone in the audience that killed Tony, like a regular person.
Yeah, she's not bad.
2 months post-operative, now friendly and cooperative, entering into occupational and recreational
They don't show
activities. Let's see what she looks like now.
Oh, this is going to other people.
Oh, to other people. Oh, there she is now. Now she's all laughing because her fucking brain scrambled. Now her hair's all
It's
fucked up.
crazy though that your brain can be scrambled and you can still function. Like that seems to.
Well, you barely
Well,
function. But that's
yeah.
the thing. Like, people have been shot in the head and they lose like half their head and they still talk.
Right.
There's a lot of weird stuff that happens to people with their brain. Your brain, when one part of your brain gets damaged, the other part of your brain seems to have an ability to recover. There's this one guy. See if you can find this story. This one guy developed fluid in his brain when he was young, and they drained it. So they installed some sort of a thing that drained the fluid from his brain. And once they did that, as he got older, he got another MRI, and they realized his brain was missing. He only had the outside area of the brain, and he had like a 75 IQ, but he was fully functioning with the entire center of his brain gone. You see the MRI, you're like, what in the fuck? The guy has no brain. Like, oh, that fucking guy has no brain. That's him. He actually has no brain. Like, you got to leave him alone. It's not his fault. It's literally gone. So he developed some sort of fluid, and they put something in there. I forget where it drained to. But then over time, his symptoms went away, but his brain went away too. Like, whatever that fluid was in his brain, it was like, took over the whole brain.
Oh, God.
See if you can find that.
I mean, it's called hydrocephalus when there's brain too much cerebral fluid, cerebrospinal fluid, excess cerebrospinal fluid.
Yeah, this dude
I know it's not coming up though.
had no brain. And they were talking about how different parts of your brain just make up for what's missing.